All right, boom, baby, we're live. Listen, we're going to jump right into it. Welcome to the Fresh and Fit Companion broadcast, where they're talking with Rollo Tomasi, Michael Sartain, and all the girls right now. Let's take a look and see what is going on right this moment.
Man, your boy Fresh came through with a W.
Chris,
got the venue.
No, yeah,
good.
it's the Twitter. You got to get out.
Yeah.
Cool,
Yeah.
but this wasn't here earlier.
Oh no, it's fine.
It wasn't.
Actually, no, never mind. It's fine.
No, it was there, Chris. Wait.
No. It was there.
We're tuning in a little late here, but Rollo's in the house, Michael Sartain's in the house, and they're talking to these chicks about Instagram, getting up their Instagram, modern dating, and general female delusion.
Oh, right now we're gonna switch over.
Let's go.
Oh, did they just switch over to? Oh shit! I think they're going to.
Less than 1% of abortions. It's
I don't know what these
0.5%.
statistics.
I think they may have just gone to. Did they go to Rumble? Let me double check real quick. 2 seconds. Oh yeah, they are.
Okay.
Here we go.
My visual diary. Okay, 13 posts. Let's see what you got here. Traveling. Now, let me ask this question. Who took that picture? This one here.
My sister.
Man.
I'm serious.
Okay.
My
Okay.
sister.
Okay. Let's see. We'll give you that one. All right, come on, Chris.
Wait, click on that. So there's more.
What about?
There's way more.
It's a carousel.
Yeah, it's carousel.
Oh my gosh.
Chris, are you moving on slow time? This one here. Who took that one?
My cousin.
Who took that one?
My friend.
Stop
Gina.
the cap.
Who took that one?
That was my friend on my birthday.
Stop the cap.
It was a female friend. They were all
Stop the
female
cap.
Chris, go
friends.
up. Chris, go up. Go to highlights. Go to
Oh.
the travel one here, or what is this? Travel?
I don't know. Thank you. Fly
Okay,
Junkie.
cutie.
What? Who's Fly Junkie?
He's a jeweler. He does. Yeah, he's a jeweler in West Palm.
And that's your man right there. You just let your man go down that hill like that.
No, that's a visual representation of how I handle life.
I see.
Listen, bro. Wait, your sister as well? Took this one?
Yes, my
Stop the
sister.
cap.
That's my sister right there. Oh.
I still like. It's still hard for me to stomach how fat the average American is.
All right, man.
So short.
Stop the cap.
Anyway, anything else?
All right, I think you're clear for now.
Mm-hmm.
We'll come back to you.
Who took this picture on the skyline? That was you.
That was my friend.
Who was which was a male?
It was a girl.
Stop the cap.
The one that I said Cosmo to my Wanda. She took that picture of me.
Who's paying for you and your sister? Everyone's paying for you.
Me and my sister.
Come on, man. No, she is capping, bro.
No, I mean if somebody wants to pay for it, I'm not
Stop the
opposed
cap.
to it.
Wait, hold on. Chris, go back. Go back. Where's this?
That is I don't remember.
You don't remember, huh?
She ain't pay for it.
You
nigga.
That's what I'm saying.
When you ain't pay for it, you just forget.
Hey, relax. Relax.
Okay.
How you forget?
We'll let you live. We'll let you
But
live.
either way, the point is this, ladies.
we can take it off.
An average girl, right? We can take it off, Chris. An average girl can attract exceptional men versus a man can only attract women by being exceptional.
That's true.
So that's
Yeah.
the difference when you guys are trying to say, well, you got to delete your Instagram too. Do you guys see how ridiculous that sounds for a man?
Do you think you could message a celebrity right now and get them to go out with you? You can go ahead and admit about
Don't
the celebrities
cap.
who are already on your DMs.
Don't cap.
I can't say I haven't done it before.
Okay, cool. And they've gone out with you. Okay, so do you understand that the vast majority of men have no chance of doing that?
Yeah.
Okay, that's the thing.
I'm questioning what kind of celebrities would actually go out with that chick. She's not going out with any A-list celebrities.
It's a sales funnel. It's like literally a high-tech sales funnel for women.
Just think about it. They wake up every morning. Go to their DMs, his requests, blue check mark, athletes, celebrities. Like, wait a second, guy on the street talking to me, nigga, who are you?
Right.
Yeah.
So it is what it is. It's life. Average girls.
Yeah, I think because a lot of you guys said like, Instagram hurt both and jealousy and all this other stuff. If I'm going to be honest, I think social media hurt women more because what happened is all the power goes to the top percentage of guys that are never going to take you seriously anyway. They're just going to have sex with you and pass you on to the next dude. And then a lot of girls on top of that get an overinflated sense of self-worth. A lot of you guys think you're special when you're really not. I'm going to be honest. A lot of women are very average. And they think they deserve above average and top shelf men. And the reality is you can fuck those guys, but you don't necessarily deserve them as a husband or a serious boyfriend.
And the worst part? Most women don't know what men actually want. And as a result, they spin their wheels saying, oh, he wants this and that.
Yeah.
But it's the opposite.
Just because you can fuck a celebrity doesn't mean that you deserve a celebrity or you deserve a man of that caliber.
I got a follow-up
to
question.
retain. You know what I mean?
I got a follow-up question now.
Go,
Okay, so every girl here, when I asked you, I said, would you give up your Instagram for your ideal man? Everybody except for you two said that you would
not
stick with your Instagram, right? Then you said, well, is he going to give up his Instagram? Now, let's just say here's your ideal situation. You find your ideal man. He says you got to give up all your social media, just take your pictures off, whatever. And he does the same. Do you still stick with Instagram?
No.
So is that the deal breaker? Is that the mutual, he's going to take his down if you take yours down? Is that going to change your mind about letting go of Instagram for your ideal man?
They're influenced now because I said Instagram is terrible for women.
Yeah, I mean, it's a little biased
now.
at this point.
They're gonna lie. They're going
because that to me says it's not about like sort of this like mutually assured destruction. It's about I need a fail safe. I need to have an insurance policy in case this dude doesn't work out.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah.
To be honest.
I could go back on social media.
Yeah, because women value security and safety above all. When it comes down to relationships, they don't want to be left out in the wild with no one to take care of them. And a lot of these chicks use Instagram as a way to like safeguard. It's like this fake way to safeguard themselves in their mind because they think every guy in their DMs that potentially is hitting them up, celebrity, whatever, they think that this guy is going to be providing them with a perfect relationship. That's going to be a perfect relationship, no flaws, nothing along those lines whatsoever. And she just has to go in there and choose from the man who is coming from the perfect relationship store in her mind. And that's just not the reality. And that's why these chicks get pumped and dumped until they die.
Anyone have a question or point that they want to add to this Instagram thing?
No.
Leak my bowls.
Okay. Greetings from the Netherlands. Question for the ladies. How many of you dare to admit you actually like toxic men?
Raise your hand if you do. Okay, keeping it factual.
All right, you know what? We'll have fun with this. Name one toxic trait in a man that you actually secretly aroused by. Shoot.
Tattoos.
Actually, no, we'll start with you because I think she started last time with you. One toxic trait in a man that you actually are aroused by. Could be something like him telling you to shut up, telling you, I don't fucking know. Make me a sandwich. I don't know.
Make me a sandwich.
We're not aware of toxic traits in men. That's why. Could you help us? We don't know what those are.
He's from Miami.
Name one.
He's from Miami. It's a red flag.
Right.
I mean, personally, I get offended if he does any of that.
So your guy that you're with right now is a complete nice guy, doesn't put you in your place ever? Come on, man.
He does when I'm out of line, meaning when I always make sure that I try to think without my emotions. Because as a woman, that's what I struggle with.
How does he put you in your place that turns you on?
It doesn't turn me on. That's the thing.
You're still with him.
Yeah, but for other reasons.
Money.
Money.
Security.
Money.
Rough sex.
Well, she said 40K earlier.
40K?
And no, like you can't name one thing.
No comment on that, no.
What about you?
I'm
coming back to you, by the way. Come up with something.
I like the controlling aspect.
Okay. Telling you I don't like you would putting your ass on the internet?
Yeah.
All right. What about you?
My books.
Yeah, probably put me in my place if I like say something a little too wild.
I don't feel like these are toxic traits.
Yeah, that's not toxic. I was about to say the same thing. This is just like a man with frame.
One toxic trait that you are secretly aroused by.
Yeah, I like some controlling, maybe some arguments.
Okay, give me an example.
pushback?
Well, I had an ex that would argue with me a lot about OnlyFans.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you actually,
if you're a guy and you date a girl with OnlyFans, you have no self-respect and you're a total fucking simp. I don't give a fuck what anybody says.
What the fuck?
what about you?
Yeah, I like to argue. I do like.
You from the
to
Bronx,
argue.
though.
Well, it's a
Back and
toxic
forth
trait that the
with me.
guy
Yeah.
has, not you.
That would be on both parts, though.
You from New York?
Yeah, the BX.
Okay, but there's got to be something specific in the argument that is toxic that you're attracted to.
Felonies.
He wears Timbs.
Felonies, guns.
I'd say like vulgar language when we exchanged that back and forth.
What up, B?
Yeah.
Like you're stupid or something like that. Name calling you.
Stupid son.
No. Well, yes and no. If it's a rebuttal, if we're going back and forth, then yeah.
What if it's like you dumb bitch?
Then
No.
I'm gonna be like you know. I don't want to say it on here, but
Okay.
We're
Wait,
on Rumble,
are you black?
so it's okay.
Yeah, we're on Rumble. You can say whatever you
You can
want.
say whatever you want.
No. That's
Yeah,
it.
you can say whatever you want.
well, I would just curse him back out worse. And then if he comes with something better, then I gotta come with something better. And then we're gonna
Give me
you know?
an
And then the
example.
best sex you've ever had in your life.
Exactly.
Rumble, baby. You can say whatever you want.
Are you a stern on
Yo, Ma, shut the fuck up.
Hold on. I want to hear the
Yeah,
rebuttal.
yeah.
Go ahead.
What if he called me a
Roleplay.
stupid bitch?
Yo, Ma, shut the fuck up.
Well, then I would come for everything, like
Say what?
anything and everything.
Like what?
Like
pussy ass
Like yeah, I would call him a pussy ass bitch nigga, and that would
All
be
right,
yeah.
yes, sir.
Okay.
All right.
These niggas
What
are
about you?
pussy.
What is a toxic
Little
trait
feisty?
that you find attractive in men?
I like being re-added back on social media.
Re-added
like blocking,
back.
blocking, and like unblocking. Like both of us do it. Like I had this.
So this is, let me just get some context to this, right? You have to understand that these chicks are fundamentally like good chicks are not on Fresh and Fit at like 1 o'clock in the morning. They're just not. Okay. So temper your expectations from the reality of the real world. This is a subset of girls who are seeking fame, seeking fortune, and trying to get some kind of clout on social media. So you have to understand this is not how the average girl thinks. I want to break that down. And these chicks getting involved in liking toxic traits, that's also connected to the fact that they don't have a happy, stable, healthy relationship. The only chick who said she didn't like that situation being toxic, whatever, is the one with the boyfriend. And she like wouldn't feed into Myron's things. I think sometimes Myron overly paints these girls in a negative manner, even though when they're trying to say they're not, because I think he's just jaded because he's just been doing this for years and just like literally like he's talked to literally thousands of whores. And so it's just fucking with his head at this point.
Better than you probably, or
Most
that's more
likely.
cooperative.
And I'll find another guy that's better than him.
Okay, but as your count goes up, you lose value. As his count goes up, it gains value.
Who said I was gonna fuck him?
It doesn't matter. Being with it, the implication is there, and in general, a woman dating non-exclusively and getting around.
Nick Ninoff, $5 or 5 UK pounds super chat. Good morning from UK. Accepted the offer and got a couple more interviews. Accept amazing guidance from LD. That's right. He got a job interview within 2 to 3 weeks. We revamped everything. He got a raise and he joined my Money Muscles Game monthly coaching for $150 a month. And now he's making thousands of dollars extra. Yes, I'm awesome. Yes, I'm fantastic. And you can learn more at my brand new website. Go to modernlifedating.com. Check out my new website. It's up and rolling. We have a live chat agent ready to speak to you 24 hours a day. So holler at your boy. Go to modernlifedating.com. Check it out.
Wife up.
So you telling me you're not wiping a hoe? You telling me you never wiped a hoe before?
You are married right now?
Nope.
How you know she's not a hoe?
You married?
How you know she wasn't a hoe?
You know
Raise your
why?
hand if you're married.
I never took it serious.
Ladies, raise your hand if you're married.
Well,
Come on.
Any of you guys
Different.
married?
Exactly.
Anyway,
I'm
I
just
don't
saying
know what that was
that.
supposed to mean, but you know, I chose not to be
Because-
married.
You chose to be
I
married. All right.
chose not to be
I think the point here, ladies, is that I mean, like, I always love it when girls say, "Well, I'm gonna do it too." Well, if you do it too, you're gonna look dumb.
That's true. No,
So-
you're not wrong.
So that's like an L. Like, oh, he cheated on me, I'm gonna cheat back. That's an
No.
L. Like, you fucking dudes, you lose value. I fuck girls, I gain value. Like, it's not the same way. So it's like the worst you could do as a girl is like get back and fuck another guy, or go ahead, I'm gonna replace you with another dude. That's very foolish.
You know what's funny when they say, I'm going to fuck his best friend? I'm like,
That's the worst thing you could do.
Yeah.
like,
That's
so-
the worst.
like a hoe.
Yeah.
The
like-
only person mad would be your dad.
now, and you're saying that
Mhm.
like hoes get wiped up? Not necessarily.
Let me ask you. So let's try this again. You have a son, and your son is telling you, "I want to date this girl." That this girl's been with like 200-300 guys, maybe on OnlyFans, did porn or whatever, and he's very, very attracted and says, "I want to marry this woman." What would you feel like if that was your son?
My son gonna do whatever he wants to at the end of the
So
day.
you wouldn't
So,
warn him.
wouldn't intervene?
I would warn him, but at the end of the day, if people can change.
Okay, so let me give you another
People do change. They get fucking worse over time.
woman who's been with 500 dudes might not be a high value man to begin with, might not have a ton of options to start with, and then that may cause a problem in the relationship later. You see what I'm saying? I agree that someone would wife them up. 99% of men are simps, like we talked about before. I agree that somebody would wife them up, but do you understand that it's somebody you really don't want to be with?
Yeah, I agree. I get what you're saying.
Yeah, what men of value are going to take a woman like that seriously is the real question you got to ask yourself.
Okay.
Like, yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
Hoes do get wiped up. Look at Kim Kardashian, Mia Khalifa even had a fiance for a bit, whatever, but it never lasts.
Yo, fresh,
Lana
throw it in
Rhodes,
chat.
you know, and here's the thing. You know what? Should we crush their dreams with the numbers? Well, ladies, I don't know if you guys know this, but they found evidence that the more sexual partners a woman has,
oh wow, I was gonna bring this up. Yeah,
the more likely that she will not be able to last in a fruitful marriage.
Okay, so
Bingo. I'll be talking about that tomorrow morning here, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Channel, on this channel with Paul from Apex Mindset. We're going to talk about body count, women cheating, and failure in marriage. Body count does matter. Anybody who says otherwise is 1,000% wrong.
marriage. Do you understand?
For
what
the
I'm saying?
women. So I'll ask it
for
nice
women
and simple.
for men. Yeah.
What body count do you think will hurt a woman's ability to have a fruitful marriage? What's that number?
Past
10 or plus.
Hold on. Relax. So one at a time. We'll start here and then
She's
work our way this way.
three.
Give us the number. What do you think?
More than 3.
What's that number?
Yeah, past 10.
Past 10? What about you?
Past 10.
Past 10?
Past 10. Past 10.
Ladies, there's nothing wrong being
Past 10.
independent
I was the
thinker.
one who said it first.
Okay.
I think like 50.
Okay.
After 50, yeah.
Oh.
Go ahead.
50.
I'm gonna go with like 8 to 10.
8 to 10?
3.
I want to say like 4 to 6.
4 to 6?
The number 6. And then once you get to 20, you have like a 17% chance of staying in your first marriage. And by the way, yes, Chris Brown in the fucking foam cannon party counts. I know you guys are like, no, it only counts if he was my boyfriend. No. The guy, when you got drunk that one night and had to see, the problem is this is what I see with a lot of women, recently, a lot of women I'm friends with, and they'll say something to the effect of, I can do just like men. I can have sex with no emotion tied to it. I don't need comfort involved. Sometimes the guy was just hot and I wanted to have sex. And the thing is, that's not something I would brag about. Right.
Yeah.
That's an extremely masculine trait. And the fact that you can desensitize or
Nasty.
separate sex from intimacy, that's not a gift. The gift was that you cared in the first place. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That was actually the gift. We men are cursed, if you want to say it. Like, we can completely decontextualize sex, completely be madly in love with a woman, have kids with her, like worship the ground she walks on, still have sex with another woman, come back, and it doesn't affect our relationship at all. Which, by the way, is the second part of the study. They looked at the same study with men, and it had no effect. A dude could have 100 sexual partners and would not affect his ability to stay in a relationship because neurologically we're different.
Wait, but why is it that after 6 partners they can't be fulfilled in their marriage?
Because what happens is after 6 partners, you start seeing you mentally can see other options. And if one of those 6 partners was better than the person that you're with now, then like for us,
That
like,
guy's the benchmark.
the quality of sex for us mostly depends on how physically attracted we are to a woman.
Mhm.
And the same thing, if you're with a dude and then like partner number 3 and partner number 7 were better than the guy that you're currently with now,
Mhm.
once there starts to be trouble, then you're going to remember 3 and 7. You're what he would call alpha widowed.
Yeah.
So that's essentially what
They're
happens.
the guys that left you with the most impact.
Correct.
Yeah, but he didn't answer the question. I don't think he knows the answer.
I want to go back and meet other guys. What application could I use to go back and
Because she's asking, like, what's the biological cause? Why does this happen? And we're going to talk about that in absolute detail on my channel here, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Interview with the man, me and Paul from Apex Mindset. We have a study. We're going to break down everything. Because I think a lot of guys in the red pill space, they go through and they just parrot. But you see, he couldn't explain it. He just went around in circles. He couldn't concretely explain why. And a lot of people can't. But we're going to break it down.
His wifed up, she's my wife, and they stop doing the things they did before.
That is true.
They get
So
comfortable.
that's
They get
what
comfortable.
That is true.
Because
That's
like
true.
at first they'll get you flowers, take you on dates, and then later once you're already locked in, they're like, "Oh, she's already my girl.
Mhm.
She's my wife, so I don't have to do all that." But you do
But
have
this
to.
is why
'cause that's what
communication
women, yeah,
is important.
exactly.
If you just say, you know what? Oh, he just changed. I'm out. Versus, you know what, babe? What happened?
No, yeah, of course you're
But,
supposed to
but I
communicate
thought
that.
we thought men
supposed
read
to.
our minds.
No, you do. That's why you just cheat and leave.
No,
Oh.
not
Yeah.
no. I communicate.
Whoa.
You
I
do,
can
but most women don't.
communicate.
listen, let's go out together. Let's go pick up women together. Right?
Period.
There you go. That's what I'm saying.
What's your type?
That sounds like communication to me.
She said, "What's your type?"
We're
Well,
gonna
a lot
run
of
pick
girls
and
wouldn't be
roll.
okay with that.
We're gonna run pick and roll
Exactly.
against these girls, right?
Here's the other thing too. I mean, this is going to be, ladies, I take your feelings out of this. What I'm about to do is use an analogy. Okay, it does not mean that you are what I'm about to use the analogy for, but just don't get in your feelings. Women are like tape, and what I mean by this is the first time you stick it on, it's extremely sticky, works perfectly. Every time you put it on a new surface, it loses its adhesiveness to a degree. Quite frankly, after 6 times you stick it on something, it's going to have an inability to stick to the said, material. That's kind of how women are with sex and relationships. The first time it goes on, it's nice and strong. It's very hard to rip it off. Once you rip it off and you put on the next thing, it's easier to rip it off again. So it just becomes easier and easier. And unfortunately, women are designed to they're natural followers, right? That's why women look for dominant leaders. They want a guy taller than them, stronger than them, etc. So women naturally look for a follower. That's why it's easier to sell to women. They're consumers. It's easier to market to them, right? And women tend to follow trends more. They tend to be more fashionable. They tend to spend more money. They have most of the debt. It is what it is. So with all of these things,
How many of you dudes know chicks that like are just all about the LGBT and they don't even know why, but they are? Who's leading these children en masse to drag queen story hours? Is it men or women?
that they're able to stick on really well. They're like, yo, this dude's a fucking bum. And they're going to go on another piece of plastic or whatever, thinking it's going to be better, and it's not.
You guys should...
Myron, are you saying women are tape?
Well,
women are tape, Myron?
Yes, I am.
Oh, my God.
That's why I got my book coming out. Why Women Deserve Less. It's funny, but all jokes aside, typically, the less you give women, right, the better they treat you. I hate to say it like that. There's a reason why. We asked you guys earlier. What do you like? Felons, tattoos, nice teeth, muscular,
toxic.
Toxic.
Let me bring up two things. Two things.
Go ahead.
Bulgarian talks about this. He talked about this in one of his interviews. He said that he would be in a relationship with a girl and then they'd break up. And then that girl would go off and see someone else. And he would say these new boyfriends had to go seek therapy because what had happened was the girl would be like, yeah, I'm not going to have a threesome. That, I want to be in a relationship with you. And then he would be like, wait, but I just read the book. You had sex with him and 9 other girls at the same time.
Yep.
Do you understand? Like you were willing to have sex with him and I'm not exaggerating. You guys look up the photo, him and 9 other girls. And he was talking about this in some of the interviews. Like these guys would have to go to therapy. I had a situation where a girl that I was seeing before, I was not tied down to a monogamous relationship. I could see whoever I wanted. And then her current partner is like obsessed with me. The guy fucking lies about me, goes crazy, says insane shit. The guy needs therapy. That's one of these situations that happens. And when he talks about being alpha widow, that's essentially what he's referring to. You're going to, when all of a sudden things get hard in this relationship, you're going to imprint on that, the 2-time felon that you had a great
rocked your world back when you were 22.
In that situation, I think it's men seeking male validation. Like, why did you do that with him, but you can't do it with me?
Well, it's simple. It's disrespectful. Like, why should I? Hold on. Whoa. Let's use your logic. Okay. Let's say you go to a Gucci store.
Personal foul.
Right?
Okay.
And you buy, let's say you go to a Gucci store. You pay full price for the bag. $700.
Okay.
You get home. Oh, yeah, I'm hyped. Yeah. But you call your friend, hey, I just got this bag. She's like, oh, girl, I got that bag for $100. What are you going to do? You're probably going to go back to the store with your receipt, say, yo, I want to exchange. What the fuck? And then you see someone else get the bag for free. You see someone else pay $10. You see someone else get it for free. See someone else pay $1,000. And you see all these people get different prices for the same bag. How would that make you feel?
Well, personally, me, I wouldn't care because
that you overpaid.
Girl. Because if I saved up to buy it, then I don't care what I paid.
So
There's probably if somebody paid less, somebody probably paid more. And I think the reason why you guys are saying that is because you are aware of what happened. Like, how many women have done it and you guys don't even know? And now you
Please answer the question. How would it make you feel paying full price for the purse, knowing that other people paid significantly less, maybe 1 or 2 paid more, but in general, most people paid less than you?
I said I wouldn't care.
You wouldn't really care?
No.
You wouldn't feel mad about you spending that hard-earned money to purchase a bag other people got for free?
Well, if it was my hard-earned money that I waited and saved for, then I'm okay with paying whatever.
Cap.
Anyway, most logically sound people would say, yo, this is a ripoff. This is bullshit. That's how men feel about being told to wait for 4 dates, 5 dates, 3 months, 6 months, knowing that you fucked other guys the first time you met them.
First date.
How about first date?
So
how about this? Have any ladies here had a threesome with people before and then got into a relationship and stopped doing that? Has that ever happened before?
No. like I've been in a threesome before.
Mhm.
I'm friends with those two people,
Yeah.
but I would never be able to shoot them.
Okay, so one of the things that I've seen is women who will say, I was having threesomes with guys that I didn't really like, but now you're my boyfriend and I won't do that with you.
Yeah.
Gentlemen, if I'm out there, just a piece of advice, I would never fucking accept that. Under no circumstance would I accept this idea that you were having you were bringing other women home.
I married a whore who fucks like a prude.
Seriously, like I'm not going to be I'm not going to accept the fact that you were in a polygynous relationship and now you care about me, but we're not in one with it anymore. I'm sorry, that is not acceptable.
But hold on, Michael.
So a couple things. One, you got to realize that when a girl really, really, really is into you, she doesn't want to share you with other people. Just like as a guy, you don't want to share your woman with other guys. That's one thing that he's completely off. Like she could have been lost or in a fucking drug using phase of her life or just fucked in the head in general and grown and matured. So I think that's why I don't agree with this guy whatsoever. Like people do grow and mature out of that shit. And you have to accept the reality of like, if she doesn't want to do it, she doesn't want to do it. It doesn't mean that you're the lesser man. It's like when you fucking make a mistake. Like we've all fucked a fat chick before. And then we're like, ugh, never want to fuck a fat chick again. Like where is the allowance for mistake and human growth? Like we've all done shit we've been ashamed of before, right? Like when I was 19, I took a shitload of LSD, never touched that shit again. I saw fucking crazy shit. I don't ever want to do that ever again for the rest of my life. Okay. Does that mean like, oh, you're an LSD shamer or whatever? No, it doesn't make any, this is what people like. This is a problem with people who have platforms. People automatically think, oh, this guy's a platform, therefore what he's saying is correct. But he may not be able to accept that, but you're not factoring in that this woman may have grown and matured and become something else. And that's, you got to just realize that that's part of having a successful relationship. And is this guy married? Is this Michael Sartain guy married? Is he in a successful relationship or is he just giving commentary?
I'm going to be out. So there's a whole facts online, and guys that know what's going on know the game. So
call it a whole facts online.
Has anybody any of the ladies at the table, have you ever had a same night lay? Have you ever been with a guy and you met, and maybe not a same night, like you met him and within that week you were having sex with him, or maybe that night? Have you ever had like?
Stop lying, ladies.
I'm not gonna lie.
Every single one of y'all at this table has fucked the guy the first time you met him or within the first 24 hours. Stop lying.
No, I'm not gonna lie. It's like
first week.
I had a person, but we're. Yeah.
God, dude, the chat is crazy.
Yeah.
Rumble, bro.
I know.
Hey, real quick, I need to educate you guys because the other day we had the discussion about misogyny and then misandry, which means hatred towards men. There's also another word called misanthropy, misanthrope, which means hatred towards people. So the term, someone was confused. Polyamory means multiple men, multiple women. Polyandry means multiple men, a single woman. Polygyny, which is what I am, means multiple women, one man. Okay, so for those of you who don't understand how to read Greek, that's what those words mean. Some people in there were confused.
And this is another thing here. If you're consistently in a lifestyle that involves you and multiple women, you're gonna have drama. Women are not okay with that shit. They're always gonna become some kind of jealousy from one of the women that you think they're gonna like fall in line, like they're these fucking robots, but they're women, bro. They're gonna get jealous. It's normal. It's absolutely normal. Women who kind of like consistently accept that kind of lifestyle there's something wrong up here.
The girls would always constantly say, well, yeah, of course. Haha. They'd laugh about it, but not if he was boyfriend material. And they would make the guy who looked like he might have some good long-term potential. They'd make that guy wait, but the guy that looked like he was sort of the player, the thug, the guy with the tattoos, the criminal, they would give it up for that guy with like a minimum of like hoops to jump through, let's just say. And then they would make the guy that they want to take home to mom and dad. They make him wait like.
You guys understand? There's nothing that will trigger a man more than that. This idea that you didn't make this other dude wait, and you're making me wait, bro. And the thing is, the problem because of IG, it's there now. You can't get away from it anymore. Yeah. And like dudes are out there just running their fucking mouth. Like,
here's the other thing too. Girls don't realize this, and this goes to show like just how little women know what men are attracted to. Like girls will sit there and put their lifestyle up. Look at me traveling. Look at me on this private jet. Look at me on this boat. Look at me in this club. Look at me, traveling the world and getting these certain experiences, whatever. When men see that, they look and they're like, okay, well, 9 out of 10 times you're in a Ferrari. You didn't pay for that. Some fucking guy did. And a guy attributes some dude that you're having sex with to that situation. So girls don't understand that it's kind of a double-edged sword because they see you living this lifestyle. Cool, it might increase your status, but they're assuming, you're fucking other guys because of that. So when he comes into the picture, if you try to make him wait, he's gonna be like, what the fuck? Bro, I know you're traveling and fucking these guys. You gonna make me wait? Get the fuck out of here. The only guy that will sit there and actually wait for you a lot of times is a simp, which is a guy that you don't respect in the first place anyway. So it's kind of a double-edged sword because girls like to flex on Instagram with their lifestyle so they can make other girls look jealous.
Do you know what makes it even worse? When you're on the yacht and you didn't have sex with any of the dudes on the yacht, guess what every guy who looks at your IG thinks? You did. You literally caught a body without even having sex with someone. You see the problem?
The whole fact. You were squinting your. Go ahead. What's your take on this? I see that you don't like what we're saying here.
I mean, it's just assumptions.
Right, but it is assumptions. But like that does affect the sexual marketplace is supply and demand.
Why are they coming to those assumptions?
But hold on, you assume about guys all the time. You see a guy for the first time, you assume he's broke, assume he's like weird, but you don't know that for matter of
That's
fact.
your assumption of me. I don't do that.
Everyone does it, men and women.
I don't do that.
It's perception.
No.
Everyone does it.
Well, again, you're making the fatal mistake of attributing what we're talking about to yourself. What I'm saying is that in general, when a man sees that, he doesn't like it. And I would argue that women are the worst culprits of judging a book by its cover. If a guy's shoes don't fucking match his clothes, a girl will decline him. If his socks don't match, women get rid of men for this most minuscule of reasons.
You're right. You're right about that.
So I think it's 100% valid for a guy to disqualify a woman because he thinks she's a slut versus a woman disqualifying a guy because his socks don't match. Because if a woman is a whore, right, she will come in and fuck up your life. Like there's stats that show this, that once she reaches a certain body count, marriage doesn't work. And girls that are promiscuous tend to have really bad habits, which are not conducive to a good relationship.
They're fun to party with.
What's that word? Succumb? Succumbence? Is that like demon that sucks your soul?
Succubus.
What the fuck?
That's a female demon.
But there's a bunch of data that shows the more promiscuous a woman is, the less likely she is to be a stable partner in a long-term relationship.
That is true.
And I mean, if you look at all these girls that women look at as like models, right? A Kim Kardashian, a Lana Rhoades, a Mia Khalifa, these women that, I own my sexuality and I'm empowered. Where are they now? Antidepressant medication, can't find a guy. No one wants to take them seriously.
If you watch the breakdown when Mia Khalifa was asked if she's single on my channel here a couple of days ago, she was like, I'm single. Mrs. Empowered Boss Babe, whatever, miserable, making $300,000 a month, can't get a man, and miserable about it.
Them out.
Yes.
And these women that
men don't openly slut shame women. It's women that slut shame each other the most.
Well, like just for the examples that you're using, these are women that are famous for that. So everybody's going to know their history.
Yeah.
So I'm saying like women will not tell men because of this exact reaction.
But there's also some like psychological effects. Like, do you guys understand that maybe the reason why Kim Kardashian's marriages don't work is specifically because she chose this behavior? Do you understand? She did not choose the behavior of like being loyal to one man. She was with Chris Humphries for like less than a few months.
Well, because she has very masculine energy, though. She's using these men to level up. She didn't really care about love. She cared about her status and her career.
And now she's crying because her kids are finding her porn videos.
Well, I mean, she had to do what she had to do, and your kids are going to understand that at the end of the day.
And consequences come when they do, and they're coming now.
Yeah.
And I don't think women understand that, what you do now, right, when you're at your peak, youth and beauty, right, when you're in your 20s, will come back to haunt you later on.
Well, the ghost of Dick Miss Pass always comes to haunt you guys. I'm telling you.
You're clean, that you praise Kim Kardashian.
It can't come back and hurt you. And if you're okay with either being single or landing a lower value man, then cool. But most guys that have some semblance upon them and something to lose or have some kind of status are typically not going to be caught dead with a woman that has a past, because it's very embarrassing. I mean, look at Will Smith, legacy target.
Very embarrassing.
That decided.
It's the worst feeling in the world when you know, like, one of your friends has fucked the girl you're dating, or you're gonna go to a club and you're like, oh god, like, fucking, I mean, the dudes that banged her, are they here? It's not an ideal situation.
Kobe Bryant's wife.
Yeah.
Elevator status.
When dudes get dunked on, or in dudes, like, they found out that somebody got cheated on, I fucked your girl in some Gucci flip flops.
Future.
Right? You remember? Yeah, it's like one of those things. It's like that actually lowers his status amongst men and amongst women.
That's so strange.
So isn't it crazy? As we get cheated now, so now, like, look at this other thing that we have to lose if you go and embarrass us. And I know, ladies, I'm not saying it's not, obviously it's not fun to get embarrassed. Your man lies to you or whatever, and he goes off, runs out with somebody else. But you're still, this is going to sound very sexist, but you're still fucking pretty. Dudes will still hook up with you. They don't really care that you got dunked on. Does that make sense?
Mhm.
For us, it is a huge loss in status. If guy A got B, what was the Chris Paul and Kanye?
Oh yeah,
like Kanye's like lost his fucking mind, but like that's the thing. Like he's sitting there calling himself out for getting cheated on, and like everyone's now LeBron is laughing at Kanye West. It doesn't make him more attractive because he's getting cheated on. Does that make sense? If now Kanye's getting cheated on, ladies, who here thinks now he's really good in bed? He's getting cheated on. Do you guys understand? You see like all these little cues that come out. So for men, us, like if you run around and you do that while we're in a relationship, you see how that's embarrassing for us. And we actually tangibly lose status. We could lose a fucking job. We could literally lose networking ability with other high status men because we got dunked on. You as women, if you're beautiful and you get cheated on, we're like, oh girl, what's your name? Like, let me hit you. Let me take you to dinner. Let's go. I'm this fucking guy cheated on you. What a piece of shit. Come, let's go to Mastro's. Come on, let's go. You don't lose anything. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
From a social standpoint, you don't lose value because you got cheated on. We do.
That's a good point.
That's true.
We got some chats here, Chris.
All right. Official Diglett rating for tonight's show from Myron on down.
Oh boy.
He gives you an 8.
Okay.
A 10 for her.
Okay.
Whoa.
9.
Okay.
9, 8, 9, 10, 8.
Oh, okay.
Nigga, you two dinners, bro.
No,
fuck is he drunk?
God damn.
2, 7. Ugh, she's big. 3, 4. She's got a snaggle tooth. 5, 4. I'm not into black chicks, so like 5, and this chick's like 3.
Henny Diglets. Shout out to FNF, Rolo, and Mike. Nick Fuentes should be interesting. Can't wait for Fresh to let loose on Rumble later. And
We're here, baby.
You're here now.
What if I get...
And then Rolo, regarding the study you referenced comparing body count and marital satisfaction, it drops off significantly after marrying a virgin, but relatively speaking, it stays with
marital satisfaction.
After that, having said that, yes, the women that have the highest likelihood to stay in a marriage, ladies, unsurprisingly, are women that
if you
have
don't know
no
what
partners.
you're missing, you're probably gonna stick with the guy.
2 out of 2. I would argue body count doesn't matter as much as how attractive she is, how she treats you, your family, shared hobbies, etc. As long as it's not super
simp, has no experience with women.
Off base on this. Also, she's not going to tell you the truth. Anyway, I mean, those are some things as well, bro. But
here's the problem, Matthew. It's not going to matter to you, sure, because she's hot. It matters to her. She's had other men. Because she's had other men, as soon as you guys get into an argument, she thinks about that swinging dick that she met in Jamaica. And now that's what she's now. It's also now it's easy to it's easy to now disengage and go do other things. That's the point. That's why it makes it so difficult. It's not because she's not attracted to you. It's because that's why you say you can't turn a hoe into a housewife. It's not because of you, bro. It's because she's the hoe that you can't turn into a housewife.
Girls say it themselves. It's not you. It's me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But also, habits are formed over time and experience. You can't just take away habits just like that. So you're right. Her being who she is, those habits, they're going to come back.
Women believe that they have more options than men believe that they have more options. So when you get into a breakup situation like that, it's the woman that's going to say, well, I've got Instagram. I've got all this other stuff going for me. The average guy is not going to think anything like that. It's like, well, I've got an Instagram. Now what the fuck am I going to do? Most guys live in a state of sexual scarcity, whereas women believe that they live in a state of sexual abundance because of Instagram, because of social media.
I'll give you an example. We know a guy here in Miami, very well off, successful, who has a girl, Christian. Actually, we're on Rumble, so I can say it.
I don't even know what you're talking about. Okay.
The white guy.
That narrows it down.
All right. Anyhow, he's successful, right? Took a girl from the club to his crib, pays for everything. She doesn't work anymore.
Yeah.
And he told her no one time because she wanted to go on a trip to someplace he had to go do some work. He told her no. She got upset, went back to her DMs to an old guy that we both know, went to his crib, fucked him. He got her the bag, came back to him like nothing happened. And it's like, bro, he just said no one time. But
well, that's why you don't reward hoes right off back. You have to give these that's why these chicks are fucking entitled. You're not making these chicks work for these things. You're simping right out the fucking door, and you wonder why they don't respect you. People do not respect things that they don't fucking work for. Period.
activities.
Yeah.
In reality, she never stopped the hoe activities.
Exactly.
This is a really hard time.
Exactly. The habits.
A really hard time. Guys do this thing where it's like things were fine and then she changed. No. She was that. What if we go look at her OnlyFans? She's filming with some dude the first month you met her, but you didn't realize that. This is really hard for guys, especially to accept this. They think the girl changed. No, she was never not like this, and it's very difficult, man. Their brains melt when you try to explain this to them. No, bro, I can fix this. You cannot fix this.
Yeah, a lot of guys are
stupid
about that.
The second greatest evolutionary psychologist in the world is David Buss, but the greatest evolutionary psychologist in the world is a guy from Memphis, Tennessee named Project Pat. And he said, "You don't save them; they don't want to be saved." That ultimately is the answer.
Ladies, it's like a man that beats his ex-girlfriend. He got with him now. He's gonna beat you too.
Yeah.
What the fuck are you thinking? Stupid. Like it's common sense.
It's true.
As I will say this too, some girls do regret their past and they fucking turn away from the host shit and they want to make their lives better. Like if a person people can change, but they actively have to want to change. So I think again, Michael is a little too extreme in that sense. Like he's just saying like, no matter what, she's a doomed whore for the rest of her life, but people can change. But as a man, you got to understand, is she showing the effort that she wants to change? Is she actually saying, I want to change? I want to go to therapy. I want to go to coaching. I want to do things to make myself better. Okay.
If you leave a woman to her own devices, she's inherently self-destructive. Every time, Islam, Christianity, Judaism, put men in a leadership role. Why? Because women do stupid shit when they're put in leadership roles, especially within a relationship. Even when I asked y'all who should have the leverage in the leadership in a role, you guys said it yourselves, the man.
Haram! That's true, though. It's true.
I said woman. I think I said woman.
Oh yeah. Then I said haha. Why do you think that?
Because I feel like sorry.
Go ahead. Why do you
I feel
think
like
woman?
women are like the minds of the men, and men like they don't like to think. With men, yeah, they don't think. They don't think. Women have to put things in their minds in order for them to actually think before they act. You know what I mean? Men just act like.
But men are superior problem solvers to women.
You think so?
It's a fact.
I love how opinionated this 20-year-old is.
Buy the house? Don't we have to make the money? Don't we have to pay the mortgage and pay our taxes? When we think, when we feel, because all of you have said, I feel like merch. When you say that, do you understand that I feel like doesn't pay the bills? I feel like doesn't pay the mortgage. I feel like doesn't pay the taxes. It doesn't buy the house. It doesn't buy the car. It doesn't go to work. I feel like doesn't. I think does. Does that make sense?
Right.
That's the difference. It's like if we run the whole relationship on I feel like, we end up in this completely discombobulated nonsense. If we run the relationship on reality, actual using statistics and remembering the things that actually happen. I've been in relationships before where I'm talking to a girl and I've done these 1, 2, 3 good things for her. I call her every day and then she hits me back and goes, you never called me. No, I can show you I did call you. And now because you feel like I didn't call you, that now trumps the reality of the fact that I did. So I feel like gets really toxic and it just drags everybody down. I think actually help because you're using a different part of your brain, legitimately a different part of your brain when I think versus I feel. Does that make sense?
And here's the other thing too. Women are ruled by their emotions. This is why they're not good decision makers. They're not logically sound. If you look at all the inventions in the world, all the problems that have been solved by mankind, it's been solved by a man. Most of the inventions are made by men. All the innovations are made by men. Most engineers are men. Anything that has to do with logic and ration, it's male dominated for a reason. Even if you look at something like chess or Formula One drivers where you got to make split-second decisions, it's men. So, women are more emotionally sound. Rollo, we talked about this.
It's proclivities is what it is.
Women
it's
are
instinct,
logically
emotion, and reason. Is
wired to prioritize emotion over reason. So this is why they're inferior decision makers to men in general. So are there women out there that can do it? Yes.
So here's the thing: as far as your evolutionary firmware is concerned, there's instinct. Your instinctual side of like if I threw something at you, you'll flinch out of the way. That's instinct, right? So it's immediate. And it's right there. So what you go from instinct to emotion. Emotion is a way of processing our outside world. So if I see something, women tend to prioritize emotion before reason, which is the next part of that.
And this is through brain scans, right?
This is it's what's called the triune mind theory, is what it is.
Okay.
And so you have instinct, which is like we all have instincts, like self-preservation. We got to breathe, like our autonomous breathing. That's instinctual. Our sex is our sex drive is instinctual. Our emotion, how we feel about something, is an interpretive process. So if we love something, we hate something, we're disgusted by something, their base emotions. Those are ways of interpreting our outside world. And then there is reason, which is, okay, I've seen this happen before. I've learned this. I know what the best practice is and I know what to do. That's cognition. Okay. So there's instinct, emotion, and reason. Instinct is the fastest. Okay. So it's like, if it's a life or death situation, you know exactly what to do. You'll do it instinctually. Emotion is, how do I feel about this situation? What was I made to feel as a result of it? It could be anger. It could be like when you get hungry, you get hangry. There's a purpose to that. Okay. The anger is so you will go out and kill something and bring it back to the camp and cook it and eat it. Okay. So you need that kind of aggression to go and get that. So you're feeling that, or you're feeling love for your children, like a maternal instinct. You're feeling those emotions because that helps you pair bond with the child, and therefore you're going to raise a child because we need to invest in our kids. Then there's reason, which is I need to learn how to do things, because if I don't learn how to do them and override my instinct and override my emotions, then I could possibly die. So I always use the illustration of, like, say, martial arts. Okay. Nobody wants to put their face in front of somebody's fist. But if you learn and you practice it and you say, okay, if I do this and I commit this to memory, it's not about my feelings, it's not about my instincts. I have to override all of that with my mental cognition, and I have to train myself so I can be a black belt in jujitsu or something like that. Then I can survive a life-threatening situation. So what happens is you go from instinct, emotion, and reason, and men tend to prioritize instinct, reason, and then emotion. We prioritize, everybody prioritizes instinct. We get to rationality and reason. How did I solve this problem before, and how can I solve it right now? Then they get to, how do I feel about all of this? For women, it is instinct, emotion, and then reason. So you've got the instinct parts already. How do I feel about this situation? And then, oh, how do I solve this situation? It's the priority order of how, when you're faced with a challenge or faced with a problem, the deductive order that men use is not the same deductive order that women use. And so again, this is triune mind theory.
This is fact.
But that's the proclivity. Now, can you teach a woman to do calculus? Can you teach a woman to play a very good game of chess, right? Maybe not as well as a man, but can you teach her to be competitive and do that? Yes, you can. You probably heard, like, when like young men, young boys can throw a ball, like a baseball or a rock. They can throw it with more accuracy and more force, because that is something that human males are born with an ability and a natural innate proclivity to do. So when we say you throw like a girl, it's usually like, they're throwing like a girl. Can you teach a girl to be a very good little league pitcher? Yes, you can. But it is not her natural proclivity. You have to condition her to be as good as a guy who already has that natural proclivity. And by the way, it works the other way around too. Women have a much more natural, fluid way of communication. So when it comes to subcommunications and vocal intonations and facial gestures, women get much more information from basic, from communication, whereas men are just like, we say what we mean, or we mean what we say, and it's all information based. Whereas for women, it's all about, how did I feel about the conversation that I just had? So that's, in some cases, that might be an evolutionary advantage. In some cases, it might not, because it might end up being, I got to get away from the saber-toothed tiger or I'm going to die. So when we're looking at the natural proclivities for men and the natural proclivities for women, can you teach men to be more emotional and more weesh and more pussied and more manginaed and everything? Yes, you can, to go against those natural inclinations. In fact, we have an entire society that is dead set on turning generations of men into pussies.
Yep.
Okay.
But
that's not their that's not their innate proclivity. We have to. It takes a society to teach those guys to be pussies and go against their natural innate proclivities. That's why the red pill exists. That's why we're trying to that's why this show exists right now. But understanding that right now and even talking about that, but it's heresy for me to be able to even say that at this point. But that's the natural there's natural proclivities, and can you condition that out of people? Yes, you can.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So women can be leaders, but they're not born to do it.
Yeah,
like
but
men
you have to be conditioned, and it has to be learned, because it's not something that comes natural to you.
Well, you also have to take biology into effect. Women have hormones, like
so that's why you're not capable of being leaders.
Well, actually, I think that's a very backwards way of thinking. And I feel like as more women come into positions of power, we will see for ourselves.
You mean the downfall of America?
I mean,
that's your opinion.
I mean, do you really think that women are more capable leaders than men?
I think they could be equivalent. They just need to be given the platform and the chance.
Let's see
I
how
feel like
they haven't been given the opportunity.
It's like the prime minister of what is it, Finland or?
Yeah, you're
New
talking about
Zealand?
feminist governments. I will also explain this to you as well because it goes back to the triune lines theory. So when women organize societies, they organize it egalitarian. It's one for you and one for you and one for you, and it's
Everybody's
much more.
equal.
It's more communitarian because it's from our hunter-gatherer, ancestry. So when women were at the tribe, in our tribes, our old tribes in the sub-Saharan African plains. It was the women who were picking the berries. It's the women who were like the gatherers. It's the women who had more of a social, like a social circle, power, what is called a peer clutch. Then there was the men. Men organized societies hierarchically. So there's a guy who's I'm going to butcher this. The guy who's the admiral and the general, and then the lieutenant and the corporal, and all the way down to the private. Right? We do that with our workplace. There's the president, the CEO, the CFO, whatever, on down to the janitor at the business. Okay. So when men organize societies, it's hierarchical. When women organize societies, it is in the round. It's in an egalitarian way. So the reason why you're saying, well, women can do it too. Yeah, you're thinking in terms of the best way to organize society is the way that women would organize society, whereas men, on the other hand, our natural proclivity is to be more hierarchical. That's why we have a president. That's why we have a cabinet. That's why we have this chain of command. And we think of it as natural, and women think of this kind of communitarianism as natural as well. So again, all that goes back to natural proclivities. It seems like the most logical, best way to run society is to do it and make sure everybody has equal. Everybody here said, 50-50 equal. We all want to have a distribution of wealth. We all want to have a distribution of, resources so everybody can go along and get along. Well, for men, it's much more competitive because men have to compete for mates. And that's how you get the hierarchy there. So when you say, well, women would be really great in these political situations, Finland's a great example of this, a very socialist society. Every socialist society that seems like a good idea, I will show you where the feminine thinking is in that socialist society.
All right. Cool. There's some chats here.
All right, cool. Where are we at here?
I don't care about super chats. Say what is in the house. He says, did Myra talk about women in leadership positions in the confinements of a relationship, or generally speaking? Lisa Su of AMD took the CEO position and brought the company back from the grave. Yeah, that is true. But then look at who was that chick that was potentially running for president and she took over Intel and ran it into the ground? The reality is Lisa Su is an outlier. So you don't want to be saying this woman did XYZ. The reality is in a situation like this, that's an outlier. But the majority of chicks don't want to be in leadership positions. Look at what happened recently with Elon Musk and the head of his sales and marketing team. He was like, you need to fire these people because they're not performing and we're bleeding money out. And what did she say? She's like, no, I'm not going to deal with that. I'm not going to fire these people. And he was like, all right, well, guess what, bitch? You're fired because you got to get shit done. Kind of ties into, here we go. Carly Fiona, she ran Hewlett Packard into the ground. Thank you very much. And then Liliosa says right here, women are more empathetic and that can get in the way of negotiations. Yeah. They don't have what it takes. They don't have the balls to do what needs to be done. And literally they don't have the balls to do what needs to be done. So let's go back to the show.
You can be anyone that rated these girls with smoking, but the actual official rating for this panel is Myron on down. He gave you a 4, 6 for Brazil, 5 for women can lead, 2 for
New York,
bitch ass niggas, and then 2 for OnlyFans, 2 for my Instagram isn't that
does
bad.
he have a picture up?
Yeah, what the fuck does he look like?
What does he look like?
And then a 3.
So funny. Immediately, what does he look like? That has nothing. That doesn't change how you look at all.
Bitch ranking on the panel.
Oh no.
Oh god. Okay, so you're talking about the dumbest girls on the panel. Number 1, white girl in the corner. Number 2, snowbunny in the corner. Number 2, bitch next to Fresh. Number 3, fat girl next to her. Number 4, next to my Rolo. Oh, okay. And then number 5, the wailing pink. Number 6, the 4 next to her.
I'm not about
damn,
baby.
So which one was that?
Oh my
I'm sick, baby. You don't know the difference.
Oh, okay.
Two is crazy.
God damn, nigga. That's somebody's daughter.
Okay, Blackest Panther says, what's done more damage to society, Disney or Hitler?
Disney.
What the fuck? Shout out to Jay Waller. Okay, Blackest Panther. Rating from Myron on down. 3, 5, 5, 3, 5225. Diglets is pathetic.
Damn.
John Boner goes, ladies, would you have stayed and been a wife with the man who took your virginity? My fear is that women are attached to their first man forever. You know what? That's a good question. Raise your hands if you would.
Oh, did they either I didn't go I lost internet connection or they did. Is chat still there? Did my internet cut? Chat, holler at me. Oh, maybe my internet went. Oh, you still here? Okay. I don't know. Let's refresh. There's me right there. Woohoo! I'm popular. The stream cut out. Matrix attacking. That's pretty weird. Look at this. You got 22,000 people.
Then the rational male, let's say 3 or 4 books. We named them earlier.
I'm going to say go back and read everything by Dr. David Buss, read everything by Steven Pinker, read Stephen Stewart Williams, and read Gadsat.
Yes. And rational male again.
Yeah, keep going. Like you haven't.
And then when Why Women Deserve Less comes out, it's going to only be 50 to 70 pages because obviously we're going to talk about women.
48 Laws of Power. Let's see. The Art of Seduction and 33 Strategies.
And let me say one more thing. If you guys are interested in being like a club promoter, working in nightclubs at all, I would highly recommend read the book Very Important People by Professor Ashley Mears. That book is fucking phenomenal. Her interpretation, I don't agree with, but her documentation is flawless. It's really good. It explains whenever you go to a club and you see that big group of people, you're like, who's paying for this shit? She answers those questions that like a lot of times a lot of people don't know.
Yeah. All right, and last one.
Okay. COA goes 3 simplets must be drunk. These are the real ratings from Myron to Fresh. Is that a rhino?
It's a rhino.
Okay,
Rhino,
a rhino. What is that?
Caterpillar.
H1.
Caterpillar.
Okay,
Am
so
I
he
the
called you a caterpillar, and then he
thank
gives
you.
her a 5, a 4 to Miss in the corner.
This is a baby deer.
A baby deer.
A baby deer.
And then he put an elephant for you, and then a 4 for you and a 2 for you.
What the fuck?
Who are these people?
Yo, Rumble is wild, bro.
Yo.
Okay.
I'm offended for you. I'm offended for you.
Ladies, we're going to end the show here. But before we end the show, give us your thoughts on the show, comments, any questions, and we'll start right here.
I thought it was fun.
All right, cool. Next.
That's it.
I thought you were boring.
That's your opinion.
This was really
You were
nice.
still cool. You were still cool.
What about you?
I said this was really nice. Very informative.
Shout out
From
Tyrone.
what you remember, that you didn't doze off on?
Shout out Tyrone.
I just want to let everybody know watching this right now, I finally debated Destiny.
There you go.
I see what you did there.
It has nothing to do with you.
Yeah.
Oh man, okay. All right, that's gonna do it for us there, guys. So they're just gonna do their goodbyes. But listen, if you want to be able to break things down like me and look at things like me and actually get a real education on how to get women, maximize your life as a man, we're doing the Masculine Empowerment Network. Okay, what this is, it is a 2-week live webinar training course where you come and talk to our members on Zoom, and we are the ones helping you out, getting your situation sorted with money, muscles, game, and frame. Go to the masculineempowermentnetwork.com, put your best email address in right there, click here to get on the wait list, and you'll be good to go. My camera just died, and it's time for me to go. But don't miss out because we're having 5 days of enrollment only, starting on December 29th, ending on January 2nd, and then January 9th, everything starts. So go to masculineempowermentnetwork.com, get on the waiting list, and we'll see you guys next time. Peace out.